Steph Curry says women right to choose is top issue for him, supporting Kamala Harris. Rob, there's a video. You want to go on and play this video? Go ahead.
Endorsing Kamala is important for me, for my family.
Why? What are the issues you care about most?
Say what?
What are the issues you care about?
I just know from, especially women's rights and thinking about, what's at stake with this election, and understanding like we need to be in a position where women have the right to choose what's right for them, and that's at the top of the list for me. I have amazing women in my life who've been a huge inspiration to me.
It just goes to show you could be the best at one thing, use the best shooter in the history of the world, but this is a horrible take by Steph Curry.
And I love these. And listen, let's just put this. I really like Steph Curry. I think he's one of the best basketball players of all time. I think he's automatic. That aside, I think if you saw his face, he was kind of caught off guard with the question on why he's voting with Kamala. Mm-hmm. And as a self-proclaimed Christian, to support Kamala, who doesn't have any children, mind you, and to be who's pro-abortion is weird to me. And his mother, I found this video and I sent it to Rob, and he could play this if it's okay. His mother, Sonia Curry, in an interview, admitted she had an abortion before Steph Curry, brother, we don't know, right? Before he was born, and then even contemplated aborting Steph when he was in her womb. In her memoir, Fierce Love, she shared this experience and the challenges she faced and then how her faith, Christian, played a role in shaping her decisions moving forward. So her faith basically saved Steph Curry's life. Can you play this, Rob?
The decision that I made to keep him at that point is also countered with the decision that I made to not carry through with a previous pregnancy. And so God just bringing it all together and just showing me being able to just say, hey, here's this decision I made in this point, and look at the blessing that he has become. And I just thank God.
Well, think about it. Because of her faith in God, Steph Curry is alive. And if she had that faith earlier, he would have a brother or a sister, whatever it would be. And I get it. This is such a touchy topic, especially when it comes to women's rights and all that stuff. And I love the argument of people going, well, what about, when women are getting, raped and they're getting pregnant or listen, there's always exceptions to every single rule, like thou shalt not kill. Like all the Christians out there, thou shalt not kill. But if somebody comes in your house and tries to kill you, what are you going to do? You're going to kill them. You have to protect your family. And if it's just a decision of because I think she kind of explained that it was just, it wasn't the right time, hardships in life, and you just abort the thing. I just don't like, if you're a Christian, if you're a self-proclaimed Christian, and Tom, and you could please attest to this, is just having abortions just because it's not the right time and you just can't handle it. If the child is healthy and you just decide to abort it, is that a Christian attitude?
Yeah, the bigger thing for me here with Steph is, people, you get to watch their career, their unbelievable achievements and stuff. And then you see them politically, and they tend to be kind of shifting with which way the wind's blowing. And I kind of feel like that with Steph. This doesn't look like Steph from a couple of years ago, how he represented himself politically. And I hate to see that because it makes me wonder, is the NBA putting some pressure on? Is ownership of the Warriors putting some pressure on? Is there some pressure from sponsors of the NBA? And then you don't know. I really don't know where Steph really stands when you see over a very short time span, this is 2.5 years, some different positions. And you wonder, is this really Steph, or is he kind of having to kind of take this line, and this is why he's being careful with his words, and it's important. And does he say it's important to me and my family because of his career? I don't know, but it just seems odd to me, and I hate to see people that shift and to say, where's the real you?
I'll give you the quick answer. He's playing ball. And I'm not talking about on the court. I'm
Literally
talking about off the court. I'm talking. He's playing ball. He's playing ball. Esoterically speaking, he lives in California. He lives in San Francisco. What is potentially the wokest city in the world, in America? Silicon Valley, woke, left, San Francisco. He's playing ball. He's doing what he has to do to play that card. By the way, where's Kamala Harris from? What state? California. They have a relationship. You're talking about somebody, Steve Kerr, his head coach, just spoke where?
DNC.
At the DNC.
Oh, he's a hardcore
So they're
lefty.
aligned. It's not even. They're not even playing games.
Bingo.
I mean, like, where's
what
the
I just wrote down here. Here's what I wrote
Where's
down.
the NBA on all
I
this?
wrote
Obviously
down,
left.
By the way, do you think Steph Curry's a good guy?
Yes.
Yes.
I think he's a good guy.
Yep.
Yeah. I think his loyalty is California. I think his loyalty is to his coach, who is a hardcore lineage of Popovich, which Popovich is a hardcore,
Yes.
the hardest core liberal in the NBA. You got his parents. He's a mama's boy, okay? His wife. And then he's also thinking about post-NBA career. He wants to go into Hollywood, maybe follow Dwayne Wade's career. And Hollywood, you know, I experienced this a little bit weird stuff last couple months on how nervous and anyways, that's that world and that space is. But, you know, if there's one time, the more and more I think about politics, here's what I think about, okay? Kids, are they more loyal to their mothers or their fathers the last 60 years?
Mothers.
Okay. If you were to look at what percentage of women, how they vote, how women vote, how men vote, how men and women vote. Can you just pull up the data on that, Rob?
For presidential elections?
Presidential election. No, I just want to know exactly how they vote, left or right, women or men, okay? Here we go. I got this here, how they vote, okay?
Women are left.
Yeah, exactly.
Men
But
are
what
right.
I'm trying to find out is, Rob, what the percentage is of women left and men right. That's the number I want.
It
So
depends if
55%
they're-
of women. No. I want to know exactly breakdown.
I got you.
How women vote versus how men vote. Okay.
you.
You know,
Because it depends, Pat, and I'll
what
find you this data.
percentage of women vote Democrat? Okay, and that's all you have to look at, right?
Well, it depends, Pat, if they're married, if they have kids.
I
if
want to
they're
know.
single.
No, I don't want any of that.
Okay.
I just want all in,
Women.
everything combined. Here we go. So
60-40.
men, General Democrat 2022. So 44% of women vote Democrat. 51% of women vote Democrat. Okay, do you have that? Is that it, Rob? Okay,
Yes, from Pew Research.
Right there. That's exactly what I'm looking at. So look at that right there. So men, 46% vote Democrat, 52% vote Republican, 6%. Okay? Women, 51 Democrat, 44 Republican. Then you can go to married men, 59% Republican. Married women, it's more Republican, Democrat.
Yes.
Interesting, 45-50, right? Men who live with a partner, what does that mean?
They're just living with somebody.
Unmarried.
Like they're not married.
Yeah, but they vote Democrat. Women who live with a partner, 64. Divorced, separated men, 53. Democrat, 44. Divorce. So more divorced men vote Democrat than women. Interesting.
There it is, Pat.
So
Look at
widow
never
men-
married women.
Never married.
Never
women.
married men, 61%. Never married women, 72%. Straight men, 55% Republican. Straight women, it's 49% Democrat.
Look at this.
Gays love the Dems.
There we
Here we
go.
go.
83
Wow.
men, 83 women. So
The biggest disparity by
Here's a
far.
part. Here's a part. Tom, I am convinced Lyndon B. Johnson's policy he came up with was the fastest way to flip 10% of the vote because men, young men, they're being raised by their mothers and they don't like their fathers. And their fathers are typically going to have more conservative fiscally, no excuses, go make it work. Then mothers are going to obviously have pro-choice as maybe as more of a motivator for them. And guess who is Steph Curry's biggest reasoning for supporting this? His mom
wife?
and his wife. That's it. And so this is, I'm not surprised. He gives me, by the way, I tell you right now, if Steph Curry's parents were both conservative, what do you think he'd be voting?
Republican.
Of course he would be.
For sure.
Of course he would be. So Steph Curry is simply voting the way he is because of his parents. Simple. It doesn't make him a bad guy. It doesn't
Not
make
at
him
all.
a good guy. It's not his loyalty to his party. Steph's being loyal to his mother and his wife. That's what he's being loyal to. And that's how politics half the time works. It's very hard to go against your family and say no unless one of them lets you down. If one of them lets you down, you'll flip. That's what happens. Elizabeth Warren, even Hillary Clinton. If one of them, Ronald Reagan's only biological son, you know where he's at politically?
He's an atheist. He's
He can't stand any of his dad's politics. But Ronald Reagan's son that they adopted, Michael Reagan, guess what he is? 100% loyalty to Ronald Reagan's family. So his biological son votes the opposite way. The son that he adopted his full loyalty is to what? Right there. That's Ronald Reagan's son. He named his son after himself, Ronald Reagan. And he's fully politically on the opposite side.
Yeah.
Wow. Wasn't there. Reagan was on the road. You weren't there for me when I needed you. You were doing this. You were doing that. You were always in Hollywood. You were always in movies. I never saw you.
Gotcha.
Wish you were
Makes
there.
sense.
So that's the part where this thing is very tricky. And some basic policies may not seem like a lot. Long term, they can have a lot of influence. Listen, we get a lot of messages that, hey, how do you guys get your stories? Everything you've been doing. Eventually, I decided to invest a lot of money into it, hired 15 machine learning guys to make a new site available to you guys. We wanted to build it for us, but we're making it public to everybody. It's a freemium. Then there's 2 different paid aspects to it called vtnews.ai. I'm going to play a commercial for you. This is the first time you're seeing a commercial to understand what this is all about. This is an aggregated site where you need to only visit one news site that feeds everything in from others. No bias. We're not writing the articles. Other people are writing it. And you get to read the article and say, this is a left source. This is a right source. This is center. Rob, play this clip. Go for it.
There are currently 8.2 billion people on Earth. 6.9 billion use their smartphones to read an astonishing 2 million news articles every day. Before you read another news article, it's important to understand how news outlets make money. Change, conflict, controversy. In other words, the angrier you get, the more money they make. So how do you get your peace of mind back when every outlet has their own motive?
The media leaving out the full context of what Trump was saying, instead pumping out these types of headlines.
Left-leaning, right-leaning. Who can you trust? Introducing vtnews.ai, an innovative news source that uses AI and machine learning to deliver a more human understanding of what's going on. There's more than one side to every story. Who's covering it? What are their agendas? Why is one side reporting a story when the other side is ignoring it? VT News shows them all. Access to 130,000 news sources. Most advanced AI in news. Ability to chat with VT AI. Bias meter showing the number of left, right and center sources. Lopsided stories are clearly identified. News timelines covering the lifespan of the story and predictions. Bring the pursuit of truth to your fingertips. Visit vtnews.ai, your only destination for news.
Sick.
We are so excited about this. We are so excited about this that finally this product is here that we can release to you. We shared this at the Vol conference. The reception was absolutely insane. For those of you guys that run podcasts or you're busy like me, you're somebody that's an executive businessman, you're running around, you got a lot of things going on. You don't have time for a lot of things. You just kind of want to see the motives and the bias on the stories. Go become a member. There's 3 tiers. The freemium, you got the 2nd tier and a 3rd tier that gives you unlimited amount of questions and customization for your own news, including local. Mess around with it. Go to vtnews.ai. We got a lot of big plans with this year because it's another one of those businesses that feeds into what we're doing. Again, go to vtnews.ai, become a member, take advantage of the freemium or anything else that it offers for you. And we're excited about other things that's coming in the future with this.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.